30 seconds and counting.
Hey, what's good, guys? It's Clutch Senior Entertainment here, back with another video. And for today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Houston Texans. And I'm going to be talking about a guy that the Texans don't have to draft, but need to draft. This guy is just an absolute athletic monster. He's a freak of nature. And for me, he's better than any former number one pick that's been a pass rusher or any type of D lineman. He's better than all of them. So say Myles Garrett. For me, Kayvon Thibodeaux is better. Jadeveon Clowney. For me, Kayvon Thibodeaux is better. He's better than pretty much every pass rusher that's come out of college as a number, or say even as a top 5 pick. He's just more gifted. He's 6'5", 258 pounds, and he's 20 years old. He's about to turn 21 in December, so he's still very, very young. And he's going to come into the NFL at 21 years old. And he's going to come into the NFL as a wrecking ball. And for me, there's no doubt he's going to go number 1 overall. Unless there happens to be this crazy quarterback that comes out of nowhere and the number 1 pick, or whoever has a number 1 pick, drafts a quarterback. But I doubt that. For me, it's going to be Kayvon going number 1. And for me, as a Houston Texans, I'm aiming for that number 1 pick. As I said, Kayvon Thibodeaux, he's an insanely good athlete. Like, I've never seen an athlete... I've never seen a defensive line be this athletic, be this athletically gifted. Like, it's unseen. He looks like a wide receiver with his burst, but he has the power of a defensive tackle, or the strength of a defensive tackle. He has the pass rush moves of he's insane. He has pretty much every pass rush move, not mastered, but he has pretty much the gist of pretty much every pass rush move. So the bull rush, spin move, he has all of it. Like, there's not one that he really, I guess he struggles with a couple, but there's not one that he can't do. He's just an insanely talented player. Today against UCLA, he had 2 sacks, 9 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss, and a forced fumble. The biggest thing to me, okay, sure, he had 2 sacks, incredible. 9 tackles, incredible. But 4.5 tackles for loss, with one of them, I believe, being a forced fumble. But 4.5 tackles for loss, that's stopping the running back in the backfield 4 times. And being involved in it 5 times with the half of it. But doing that in the NFL, that would be crazy. Like, you sure players you see, like J.J. Watt, for example, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, they'll occasionally get a tackle for loss, 2 tackles and losses here and there. And I know this is college, but to get 4.5 tackles for losses in a game, that means you have to be screaming off the edge. And then in the run game, I'm sure at UCLA, I saw most of the game. And for most of the games, sometimes I left them one-on-one, and even against the tight end sometimes, which is a huge mistake by them. But most of the time, during run plays, they would double-team him. And for him to get off the line that fast, stop the running back in the backfield, that's just incredible. That's unseen of. I don't think I've ever really seen any type of college pass rusher, defensive lineman, linebacker really do that at least 4.5 times and do it consistently and make it look so easy. The way he comes off the line, it's incredible. Like, as I've said, his speed, he has a burst of a wide receiver, he has a power of like a defensive tackle. He's just an athletic freak. Like, there's no way you're gonna get this good of a I guess of a hybrid. Like, he could line up as an outside linebacker, he can line up as a defensive end, he could line up over the center if you wanted to, like in a standing position, like a Jadeveon Clowney in a way. Like, he's basically a Jadeveon Clowney, but like on steroids, and a way better Jadeveon Clowney for me. Jadeveon Clowney, he's more so of a run stuffer. He's not always going to be in the middle of the play, but he'll occasionally make a run stop or a tackle for loss or one of those. But Kayvon, he's more consistent. He can do everything Clowney does and line up everywhere Clowney does, but even better. Like, I'm not trying to compare the two. I'm just comparing the two in terms of where they can line up. Clowney, we've seen him line up over the center in the outside linebacker spot and as a defensive end. And I even saw it today. Oregon dropped back Kayvon Thibodeaux a few times in pass coverage, and it didn't really pay off for them. But just for the fact that he's dropping back, it shows how versatile he is. I think out of the whole game, they probably dropped him back like maybe 4 times, if I recall. And he made one good play back in pass coverage. I mean, not really. I guess you can't really say good play. But he forced the quarterback to not throw it his way, at least. So, I mean, I guess you can classify as that a good play. But, yeah, he's just very, very good. And this is a very big thing. Nick Caserio, he was at the Oregon game today against UCLA. It was Nick Caserio, the Lions GM, and I think 2 other GMs. I'm not sure who the other 2 are. I'm guessing maybe the Eagles, and then maybe the Jaguars GM. Probably one of those bottom end teams that are probably gonna have a great chance at getting the number 1 or even number 2 pick. But yeah, Nick Caserio was there to scout Kayvon Thibodeaux his own self. And for me, that's something major. To me, that says, hey, I'm here to watch you. There's a very good chance that we're going to have the number 1 pick or number 2 pick, and I want to see how good you are. And Kayvon absolutely showed out. As I said, his stat line, he had 2 sacks, 9 tackles, 4.5 tackles for losses, and a forced fumble. Add that to the Texans defensive line, or to the defense in general, he's going to instantly be our best player on defense. Like, there's no question about it. Sure, we have Justin Reed, and other than Justin Reed, we don't really have too much else. So I believe saying Kayvon would probably instantly be our best player on defense. I don't think it's too much of an understatement, but yeah. Kayvon, for me, he's just a guy that we need to draft. Like, there's no way around it. Sure, you have the Kyle Hamiltons. Sure, you have the Derek Stingley. Sure, you have, let's see, you got Kyer Elam. You got Evan Neal if you want to go defense, or if you want to go offensive line. You got everybody. You got all those players. But Kayvon Thibodeaux, he's just on a completely other level. Like, even over the past, let's say, 3 or 4 drafts, he will be the number 1 non-quarterback taken first with the first pick. I mean, like, other than quarterbacks, he would be the number 1, the first player taken other than quarterbacks. He's that good. Probably even, forget 3 or 4 years, probably like even 10 years. Like, he's just that good. I don't think we've ever really seen a defensive end prospect be that good. I mean, sure, you have Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett was absolute unit at Texas A&M. And I believe a lot of people have forgotten how good he was in college when people talk about Kayvon Thibodeaux. But Kayvon Thibodeaux, if he's not around the same, I would say he's even better. Like, just go watch one game. I believe last game, on 22 snaps, or 22, I forgot what it was, the exact stat. But he had pressures on over 50% of the snaps that he played last week. That means, like, on pretty much every other play, he was creating instant pressure. That's something the Texans need. J.J. Watt, we all remember the prime J.J. Watt. He would get like 2 sacks a game almost. And he would have pressure on the quarterback almost every play. Imagine that with a different guy, Kayvon Thibodeaux. And Kayvon Thibodeaux, he probably has a chance. I'm not saying he's going to be better than J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt's a Texans legend. He's probably the top 2 Texan in Texans history. But I believe Kayvon Thibodeaux, he has a chance to become better than J.J. Watt and probably be one of the prime pass rushers in the NFL. Probably like a top 2, top 3 pass rusher. Maybe Myles Garrett, and then maybe whoever else you want to say. Maybe Nick Bosa. There's a bunch of different pass rushers in the NFL. But I believe Kayvon Thibodeaux, he could take that step and become one of the prime NFL pass rushers. And that's why the Houston Texans need to draft him. I would aim for that number 1 pick easily. I would tank for Kayvon. I would do whatever it takes to take Kayvon. Like, there's just no question about it. We need him. We have basically no talent on the defense. Like, you have to be real as a Texans fan. This team is just straight up not good on defense. Really, on offense, not too much either. But on defense, it's just horrendous. Like, you can't just sit here and lie to yourself. Oh, we're going to go to the playoffs. Oh, we're going to do this. Like, be serious with yourself. This defense needs a big retooling. And Kayvon, he would take us to a step in the right direction. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what y'all guys think about Kayvon, and let me know what y'all guys think about other players in the draft, like maybe Kyle Hamilton, Derek Stingley, Kyer Elam, or if there's a quarterback that y'all like. I've seen a couple of quarterbacks this week. Not really too many entice me as far as going top 15. I would think about taking maybe a guy like Matt Corral or maybe even Malik Willis with the 2nd round. or with their second first-round pick from the Deshaun Watson trade, if/when it happens. But yeah, let me know if there's any more guys y'all like or think that the Texans should look at or at least draft or something like that. But yeah, it's been Clutch City Entertainment, and I hope you guys have a good day. Peace.